From Jamie losing his virginity with a bang to the couple having some close encounters in the great outdoors. Here are Outlander's steamiest scenes that fans couldn't stop watching. Don't get me wrong, the series isn't just about doing the nasty and the pasty, but even I can't deny that there's a lot of it, and it's super steamy to say the least. Nothing gets fans more hot and bothered than watching two people who are perfect for each other go at it, which makes Outlander one of the hottest shows on TV. So let's get into it with the wedding from season 1. You know what they say? You never forget your first. And we will never forget Jamie's first. This steamy scene set off something primal in all Outlander fans. Not only was it the first time Jamie and Claire got down to it, but it was also the most special. In the episode, right after getting married, since they are in the 18th century and in Scotland no less, the couple was expected to do the deed right away. Things were a little complicated since Jamie was a virgin who was saving himself till marriage and didn't know what to do. So Claire had to take the reins here, even though she was already married and a little embarrassed. Who wouldn't be? She was from the future and had to give her new husband an anatomy lesson. But her embarrassment didn't last too long. The newly wedded couple makes love not once, but twice. Not bad for a newbie. Fans went crazy for this, since the couple took their sweet time with the foreplay. To cap off an already amazing moment, Jamie gave Claire a pearl necklace. Oh, sorry, I meant Jamie gave Claire his mother's pearl necklace. That's just one of the many reasons why Outlander fans can't get enough of The Wedding, which is full of cute romantic moments like these. Well, if you couldn't handle that episode, the 8th episode must have given you a heart attack. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It isn't easy to forget someone going at it out in the open. While you might not think it's that big of a deal now, since we've seen it so many times. But seeing Jamie and Claire getting dirty in the Highlands for the first time got my pulse racing for sure. What could be better than having a wild roll in the meadows with a beautiful partner? Well, that would be a beautiful, strong, red-headed partner. Especially with the lovers making it feel like they're the only two people in the world, being intimate and whispering sweet nothings to each other. Again, in an open field. But making love under the sun might not be as hot for some people as the simple act of corporal punishment. You probably guessed it. I'm talking about when Jamie spanked Claire. Are you blushing? Because I definitely am. Remember when Claire was being naughty and Jamie had to spank her? Of course you do. Well, it was the 18th century, and Jamie thought it was important to punish his disobedient wife when she refused to listen to him. Claire was very angry, so he hit her with his belt to calm her down. He crossed that line, but his new wife didn't take it lying down either. She told him that if he ever hit her again, she'd cut out his heart and eat it for breakfast. It seemed that with Jamie and Claire, nothing was sexier than the threat of violence. Before we knew it, the two were going at it. While the belt thing didn't sit right with a lot of fans, they did love the spanking, but not as much as they loved the episode by the pricking of my thumb. Why wouldn't they? The episode literally starts with the hottest thing ever. Just as the opening credits come to an end, we cut to Claire. At first, it looks like she's having a dream, what with the fidgeting and moaning. But when fans get a closer look, we see what's really happening. Her husband had decided to wake her up in a very imaginative way, with his head between her legs. Is there a better way to wake up in the morning? I think not. At some point, someone even showed up at the door. But Jamie, being the selfless man that he is, wouldn't stop until his wife was completely satisfied. And she was. Her screams of pleasure let everyone know that her husband was pretty good at the task at hand, or should I say, at mouth. Oh boy, it's getting really hot in here. Especially with this next steamy but emotional scene, when Claire finally told Jamie that she was from the future. It happened in the episode called The Devil's Mark, and after nearly being burned at the stake for suspected witchcraft, Claire knew she finally had to tell her husband the truth, that she was actually a time-traveling nurse from the 1940s. He handles the news very well, but he chooses to let her leave through the stones of Craignadoon so that she could go back to her own time. Of course, when the time came for the two to say their goodbyes, things took a very steamy turn, right in front of the roaring fire in the room. It starts off with a soft kiss, which grows more and more urgent until things really get heated. Jamie tells his departing love that he would like to watch her as she climaxes, and he does, using nothing but his hands. No wonder Claire decided to stay behind. Things can't get juicier than this, can they? Well, they can, and they did. Like when Jamie tells Claire about what happened to him, and she had no choice but to comfort him. The handsome Highlander finally told his lovely wife why he'd been acting so strangely. He told her about the abuse and torture he faced at the hands of the villainous Blackjack Randall. It was pretty clear that Claire's heart broke for him. She wanted to be there for him in any way that she could. The couple had a lot on their plates as they tried to stop the Battle of COULDN, while also dealing with the French royal court and Claire's pregnancy. This time the lovemaking was more urgent, more sensual. Claire just wanted her husband to know that she accepts him just like he is, and proved it to him all night long. Slowly, Jamie came back to her. Fans loved how they went from bumping around like rabbits to having some beautiful intimacy. Fans know that the couple always used sex as a way to communicate, and this was just another example of it. It was the tenderness that really stood out to me, but I love it just as much when the two aren't gentle with each other at all. Like in season 3 when the couple reunited after spending 20 years and 6 episodes apart, without losing a beat, the two get down to it. They took off their clothes slowly and carefully, just like when they met for the first time in the pilot. They got off to a rough start when Jamie hit Claire in the nose with his forehead, but they found their groove soon enough. Fans can't stop watching this steamy scene, since it reminds them of the hot and passionate lovemaking sessions the couple had in their early days. But don't think all of Outlander's intimate scenes are super sexually charged. Some are pretty lighthearted too, like when they went at it on a boat. You know I'm not making this up, right? Fans of the novels really enjoyed the part where Jamie and Claire bang on a boat. They rocked the waves, literally. With Claire drunk as a skunk on Willoughby's special turtle soup, the scene is pretty fun to watch. At one point, while they're very occupied, Willoughby knocked on the door and asked Claire how she liked the soup, which led Jamie to yell out that she did. Claire was really out of breath, just like fans were after watching the episode. But nothing could have prepared fans for this next sexy scene. I'm blushing just thinking about it. Remember America the Beautiful, the first episode of the 4th season? The two literally went at it in an open field. We're not complaining though, how can we? It was super sweet. Jamie and Claire found comfort in each other in front of a warm fire as they thought about their 20 years of marriage and about the unpredictability of life. It's short, but full of passion and love. They make out, and as always, things escalate to the point that neither of them can control their urges any longer. They get back into their old patterns, proving to anyone and everyone that they're just as in love as they were in the beginning. Fans love their easy chemistry, and I'm sure they've seen this particularly intimate scene a bunch of times. So there you go. It's hard to believe we've barely scratched the surface of what the show has to offer when it comes to sexy scenes. From the couple having some close encounters in the great outdoors, to Jamie losing his virginity with a bang, here were Outlander's steamiest scenes that fans couldn't stop watching.